Want to see the world catch up to the U.S. and surpass the U.S. in the Olympic Games, in the World Cup. That's where they come from. That's their experience. That's what they say. I can't say that I experience it the same way. I see the language. I do see and understand that it's coded. So for Kevin Durant, who's been in the league for 17 or 18 years, who grew up in the AAU culture, that comes from a very genuine and real place.
I love y'all, because y'all are so eloquent, and articulate and all of that stuff, and I got it. This is where Stephen A. Smith comes in. And I'll say it for you, because I know how y'all feel. I'm going to say it. KD is 1,000% right. 1,000%. We ain't going to sugarcoat it. It ain't for y'all to do. I understand. You sit in this seat, you got to take some heat. White America, throw the heat in my direction, leave Vinny and Eminem alone. KD is right. 1,000%, okay? America, when you talk about globalizing the sport, certainly money has everything to do with it, okay? Well, a lot to do with it.
We've got to dive into this right now, because Stephen A. Smith completely went off. I found the clip myself, but you won't believe this. I don't see it anywhere on ESPN's official page anymore. I went back searching for it, and it was gone. That's why I'm thinking ESPN quietly pulled it. But don't worry, I've got the audio on deck. I'm gonna let it rock so y'all can hear every word, and then I'll come back and break it down. And listen to me closely.
European style of how you approach the game. All I hear is AAU is destroying the game. The Euros do it right while the Americans do it wrong. It's a lot of bull with that. I can read between the lines on that. It's a shot at Black Americans. We're controlling the sport. They're tired of us controlling the sport. France is coming for you? Really? We smacked them boys. End quote.
I love y'all, because y'all are so eloquent, and articulate and all of that stuff, and I got it. This is where Stephen A. Smith comes in. And I'll say it for you, because I know how y'all feel. I'm going to say it. KD is 1,000% right. 1,000%. We ain't going to sugarcoat it. It ain't for y'all to do. I understand. You sit in this seat, you got to take some heat. White America, throw the heat in my direction, leave Vinny and Eminem alone. KD is right. 1,000%, okay? He is authentic. He is honest. He's a good dude. And I'm somebody he's taking shots at. And I'm telling you, it has never fazed me, because I know he's a good brother. He's a good man, okay? And he just might be in his emotions from time to time, but he's a good brother. And there's no questioning him. When he says this, understand why he says this. It originates for why we wanted to globalize the brand to begin with. No doubt you, the NBA, who has obviously supported these players and always has, from Commissioner David Stern to Russ Granick, the former deputy commissioner, to Adam Silver, to Mark Tatum. These men have supported these brothers. But America hasn't always done so. America, when you talk about globalizing the sport, certainly money has everything to do with it, okay? Well, a lot to do with it. But the other part in globalizing your brand is whitening the sport too. Because when you've got the Luka Doncic of the world, the Dirk Nowitzkis before him, the Manu Ginobilis and others, because you didn't have enough white American players to excel on a level that could make the sport more profitable and what have you, and you had to rely on the brothers. It's why Magic Johnson was so important, because of that magnetic smile that invited you into the living room. But even still, you still paired him with Larry Bird to promote the sport. Michael Jordan came along and took it to another level. Kobe, in his undeniable brilliance and speaking 4 languages fluently and working on a 5th at the time of his passing, Mandarin for Christ. But it's a rarity. And so to globalize the sport, to have guys who were white European superstars, is something that the NBA itself might have capitalized off of, lovingly so, because of profitability issues. But America and the world as a whole ingratiated itself with the with the NBA product, because you saw folks who were white, even though they weren't from America. If there were a bunch of Cooper flags running around, we wouldn't be having this conversation. but they're rare. They're rarities. Cooper Flagg may be the best white dude since Larry Bird. I think he is. The brother's spectacular, okay? Dirk Nowitzki's from Germany, okay? I'm talking about white American born. That's a rarity in terms of superstar status in the United States of America when it comes to the sport of basketball. KD, and everybody knows it. And that's why they said what he said, but most people wouldn't say it. KD should be applauded for his bravery and his honesty with this particular subject and letting you know he ain't playing that. Not to mention the fact, reminding you that he, along with others, bust Europe's ass whenever you put them up against them, because they're letting you know, yo, this is who we are. Now, understand what that means. That's what makes the All-Star game, the USA versus the world, that much more appealing. Because you know that brothers are going to step on the court with that attitude, and they're going to show effort during that level of competition, because they ain't giving it to Europe, no matter how bad Europe wants it, okay? But when Binyama and others, even though obviously he's not white, the point is they're letting you know Europe is coming, and they're willing to embarrass America if America doesn't step up. But KD, and pointing this stuff out, and pointing around the verbiage and highlighting how people gravitate to that, he's absolutely 1,000% right. Because if America has its druthers, it would rather not rely on the brothers.
And a lot of people are saying Stephen A. Smith really nailed it with this take, because over the last decade, it wasn't just Europeans taking over the NBA like some folks try to frame it. It was the league itself evolving into a style that mirrors the European game. And hold up, that's a big difference. We've seen way less defense, way more three-point chucking, faster pace, constant up and down action, the traditional post game practically extinct. And let's be real, the physical edge that used to define the league just doesn't hit the same anymore.
NBA floor doesn't even bear any resemblance to the game of basketball. I have no idea what they're doing in the NBA these days.
Edwards bottled up, skips to Swain, and he goes Glenn.
Or once again, switched up on Edwards. Leans in, little sidesteps, knocks it in.
Minnesota, one of 7 teams in the NBA to get up 43s a game. Good defense by Coulibaly.
But I'll tell you what basketball is not. Basketball is not penetration, kicking out. Penetration, kicking out to a guy standing, waiting for the ball at the three-point circle and shooting a 25-foot J. That's not basketball. That's some contrived thing that they made up. That's some stupid strategy that they concocted along the way.
So now we're looking at an NBA that many feel has shifted toward a Euro-style product. When American players move away from the gritty, physical brand of basketball a lot of us grew up watching and playing, you're going to see a change in who thrives. What happened? An influx of European talent stepping in and excelling. And why wouldn't they? It's a system that mirrors the style they were already raised in overseas. Some believe that's exactly the direction the league wanted: broaden the global appeal and expand the audience. Stephen A. Smith basically framed it as business at the end of the day. Now compare that to Major League Baseball. You don't see MLB overhauling its structure to mimic how the game is played in Japan. And in the NHL, you're not watching them reshape the sport to mirror another region's approach either. That kind of dramatic, stylistic pivot rarely happens elsewhere. But basketball has always positioned itself as a global sport, so rule tweaks and international expansion became part of the strategy. A lot of fans say that's why they agree with both Stephen A. and Kevin Durant speaking up. And I'll say this, I respect that Durant has been more vocal lately. He's been sharing his thoughts openly, even when it sparks backlash. It's interesting how that shift sometimes comes with age and experience. After you've earned generational wealth and reached elite success, the filter tends to loosen. You've accomplished enough that you're less worried about pleasing everyone. And that's the space Kevin Durant seems to be operating in right now. It's refreshing to see an athlete comfortable enough to speak freely. Not every player reaches that level of confidence publicly, but Durant clearly has.